Welcome back. Happy New Year again. New Year is a new beginning and new hopes and new start to do things differently in a better way. Obviously it is right. We are all fear about third wave of COVID. Be positive always. Don't do any panic and try to face every situation in positive way. Let's come back our subject. Today I will say some interesting example of ring theory. I will say R is isomorphic to complex number. Basically we all of us know the equation x square plus 1 has no solution in R but has a solution in complex number. But I will do it by ring theory. Suppose there exists a mapping phi from complex number to real number such that there exists isomorphism this is considered let and consider phi of 1 equal to x where x be any real number. Okay, then phi of 1 square by the property of ring homomorphism we can write it as phi of 1 times phi of 1 and which is equal to just x square and phi of 1 square equal to just phi of 1. Now put the value from 1 by putting value from 1 x equal to x square and that imply x equal to 0 and 1 and if x equal to 0 then phi of z which is member of complex number we can write it as phi of z times 1 and by the property of ring this is equal to phi z times phi 1. Since phi of 1 equal to x this would be phi z times 0 which is equal to 0. Okay. But since I have considered the mapping is isomorphism, therefore phi is 1 1 and 1 to both. But from this condition, it is cannot possible because phi is 1 1. Okay. Well, if we consider x equal to 1, then obviously phi of 1 equal to 1 and phi of minus 1 will be minus 1 because phi in ring homomorphism phi of nx equal to n times phi of x. Now consider phi of I equal to the number a, then phi of I square which is equal to phi of minus 1 means by this is equal to just minus 1 and phi of I square means by the property of ring this would be phi of I whole square and that means this is equal to a square. But since I have considered the mapping phi from complex number to real number that means here a belongs to real number. But in real number there cannot exist any a in real number such that a square equal to minus 1. So our assumption is wrong assumption. That means this mapping cannot be isomorphism. Okay. That means C and R, these both ring are not isomorphic to each other. Let's see one new idea. Kernel of a ring homomorphism. Actually, I will say kernel of a ring homomorphism is just ideal. Let's see. Let phi be a ring homomorphism from R to R dash. Then obviously under addition phi be a group homomorphism. And kernel of a group homomorphism, we all of us know, this is the set of all elements which maps to 0. Then car phi equal to set of all element in the ring such that phi of A equal to 0. It is obviously true car phi is the additive subgroup of the group R under addition. But now my question, is car phi subring? No. Why? Because subring means this subset obviously ring. And this subset contain the multiplicative identity obviously, but car phi does not contain 1, because here if contain 1, then by the rules of ring homomorphism it would be phi of 1 equal to 1, but this is not equal to 0 in R. So car phi is not a subring. Are you getting? OL. And car phi has the following property. Let A belongs to car phi and R belongs to ring, that imply obviously RA belongs to car phi. And since this is because phi of RA equal to, by property of ring homomorphism, phi of R times phi of A, and since A belongs to car phi, then phi of A equal to 0, that imply phi of RA equal to 0. That imply RA belongs to car phi. Okay? So car phi has the following properties. Car phi is an additive subgroup under addition, and second, if A belongs to car phi and R belongs to ring, that imply RA belongs to car phi. Means our proof has done car phi is an ideal of the ring, because we all of us know an ideal of a ring is this subset which is additive subgroup under addition, and second, if A belongs to this subset I which is ideal and R belongs to any element of ring, that imply RA should be member of this ideal. In ring homomorphism, actually car phi is an ideal. Now I will say about the quotient ring Rx modulo ideal generated by x square plus 1, and this ideal be obviously car phi. Are you getting? Well, and this ideal, if we consider A equal to x square plus 1, this is actually the principal ideal, and this quotient ring is look like set of all element fx plus ideal generated by x square plus 1, where obviously this fx belongs to Rx, means fx equal to actually a naught plus a1x up to a n x to the power n. That means if we consider x square plus ideal generated by x square plus 1, what is this? This is, just notice this very important thing. We can write it as x square plus 1 minus 1 plus x square plus 1, and this part actually observed by this ideal. So this is very important. So we can write it as minus 1 plus ideal generated by x square plus 1. Therefore, in this quotient ring, actually x square equal to minus 1. Are you getting the idea? This idea is very important for next knowledge of ring. Therefore, a naught plus a1x up to an x to the power n plus ideal generated by x square plus 1 is actually equal to a plus bx plus ideal generated by x square plus 1. That means actually the generated form of this quotient ring is a plus bx plus ideal generated by x square plus 1. Okay? And if we consider two elements a plus bx plus ideal generated by x square plus 1 times c plus dx plus ideal generated by x square plus 1, then this is actually look like AC minus BD plus AD plus BC times x plus ideal generated x square plus 1. Okay? Now, I hope my all viewers will can to find any quotient ring of a ring. I will see the ring isomorphism theorem. This is the same as group isomorphism theorem which I had read in my previous video. Just say, consider a mapping phi from R to R dash which is ring homomorphism. Then consider S equal to phi of R which is actually subset of this R prime. Then this image obviously be suffering of this R prime. Then by first isomorphism theorem we can easily tell R mod car phi is isomorphic to this suffering, means this is the image of this mapping. This is the first isomorphism theorem. This is same as group isomorphism theorem. Then there is a bijective corresponding ideal in ring R containing car phi that map to ideal in S, and this is actually the corresponds theorem, and this is the picture. Actually the theorem is, let phi be a ring homomorphism from R to S. Just see the picture. This is the phi. Then there exists a unique isomorphism psi, which I have denoted as psi, from R mod car phi to image phi. Okay? And then the mapping is look like psi R plus car phi equal to phi R, where this small r belongs to capital R. Consider two coset R plus car phi and R dash plus car phi. Consider these coset be equal. Here this map to actually phi R under the mapping psi, and this map to phi R dash under the mapping psi. Okay? Then we can write it as easily R minus R dash belongs to car phi. That means phi of R minus R dash equal to 0. By defined function we can write as psi of R plus car phi equal to phi of phi R, which is actually equal to phi of phi R plus 0. That means this is equal to phi R plus, by this equation we can write it as phi of R minus R dash. So by property of ring homomorphism, this is R dash minus R. Phi of R plus R dash minus R. Okay? Then this is equal to phi of R and phi of R dash. By defined function, this is we can write as psi of R dash plus car phi. We have here defined two coset which are equal. Then their image also be equal. That means this mapping is well-defined mapping. This mapping obviously be ring homomorphism because if we consider two coset A plus curve phi and B plus curve phi, then this is equal to, their image would be psi of A plus curve phi plus B plus curve phi equal to, we can write it as easily psi of A plus B plus curve phi, and by the defined function this is actually same as phi of A plus B. And since phi be a ring homomorphism, so we can write it as phi of A plus phi of B. Then phi of A equal to, by defined function, this is equal to just psi of A plus curve phi, and phi of B equal to psi of B plus curve phi. Therefore, this mapping is obviously group homomorphism. Similarly, psi of A plus curve phi times B plus curve phi equal to just psi of A plus curve phi times psi of B plus curve phi. Therefore, this mapping is obviously ring homomorphism. Try it own self. And notice here the multiplicative identity of the mapping R mod curve phi equal to just 1 plus curve phi, and by the defined mapping psi of 1 plus curve phi equal to phi of 1, which is equal to obviously 1. Therefore, this mapping obviously contain identity element also. This mapping obviously 1-1 mapping because if we consider psi of A plus curve phi equal to psi of B plus curve phi, then by defined mapping this is equal to phi of A and this is equal to phi of B. And from this line it implies phi of A minus B equal to 0. That implies A minus B obviously belongs to curve phi. And since A minus B belongs to curve phi, then obviously A plus curve phi equal to B plus curve phi. That means this mapping is obviously 1-1 mapping also. Mapping obviously be onto mapping because here the defined function is R mod curve phi to S, where S is here just image of phi. If we consider an arbitrary element from capital S, consider small s belongs to capital S, and obviously this is equal to phi r by the defined function. That means there exists obviously one A belongs to this ring such that phi of A equal to S. Then psi of A plus curve phi equal to, by defined function, equal to phi of A, which is obviously equal to S. That means this mapping is onto mapping. Therefore, all property of isomorphism has satisfied here. Therefore, R mod curve phi is actually isomorphic to S, which is actually means image of phi. Okay. Now I hope my all viewers have understood about the first isomorphism theorem of a ring. Today I will stop here. In my next video, I will discuss this topic also elaborately. But at first I will recommend you, please see today's video with pay attention because this is very important for higher study. Stay safe always and stay positive always. Thank you so much. See you soon.